Was Caleb Williams not that bad compared to the consensus in week one? That's what we're going to talk about here on Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. A lot of people have come to Caleb's defense, and not just Billy Bob Bears on Twitter or in the chat, right? Some real people, ex-quarterbacks, NFL analysts, so on and so forth. So I'm going to kind of react to what some of these people are saying and give my own thoughts on it as well here on today's show. All right, let's start with Kurt Warner. You ever hear of that guy? Pretty good career. He's in Canton, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ, so on and so forth. Here's what he had to say on the Rich Eisen show, who was kind of trying to draw him offside. He said, the level of difficulty in this game for JJ McCarthy was way, way, way lower than the level of difficulty for Caleb Williams. I'm talking about how the game played out, the plays that were called, and the throws they had to make. It was just easier for JJ. You said it, talking to Rich. He didn't have to do anything until the fourth quarter and still had a chance to win. How many times do you play a game where you really don't have to do anything as a quarterback until the fourth quarter and you still have a chance to win that game? I thought for Caleb it was hard work all night long. I still have questions about Caleb. He has a long way to go in terms of settling down. He was getting through some reads to his third or fourth read at times, but I want to see things settle down. However, I thought he played a really good game. That certainly got my attention. He had a few tweets about it as well, kind of detailed his notes in his notebook, put out a YouTube breakdown as well. I encourage you guys to go check it out. Listen, I gave Caleb a C minus grade. I thought there was some good. I thought there was some bad. I thought there was some in the middle where it's like, was that a Caleb issue? Was that a someone else? It was a mixed bag, and that's a lot of what we saw last year, right? So, I broke this down on a video earlier this week. My biggest concern was just some of the basic inaccuracies. Listen, it's a new playbook. Getting through the progressions against a Brian Flores defense in your first start in the system, I can understand some growing pains there. My main concern is just the basic accuracy issues. So if that part can get cleaned up, I think the other stuff is going to come along. So it's encouraging to hear a guy like Kurt Warner to have those thoughts. Really good game. I think that's a stretch, but at the same time, I didn't think it was a disaster either, although the second half was worse than the first half. What would you grade Caleb's overall week one performance? Like I said, C minus, not good enough to win, right? Like, against a good team, you're going to have to play at least B football. I thought in the first half he played B football. And then in the second half, it's probably more like, D plus. And you add it all up, it was, C minus type of game. A, B, C, D, or F, pluses and minuses are encouraged. Let me know how you guys thought he played. Okay, Bruce Arians. Remember once upon a time, everyone thought Bruce Arians was going to be the Bears coach, and then they hired someone by the name of Mark Trestman. That worked out well. He was on the Pat McAfee show. Here's what he had to say about Caleb. He said, Brian Flores is one of the masterminds of defense. He started throwing blitzes at him that he hadn't seen in a while. That's hard for a young QB and a coach and a new offense trying to answer all the questions in a game that you see from Flores. In the first game, by the way, together. And I think that's something that has been lost in all of this. Like, you see all these power rankings. How did quarterbacks play in week one? I saw one today. Caleb was the 31st best quarterback in week one. I was like, really? He wasn't that bad. Like, you're telling me he was worse than Bryce Young? Like, Bryce Young was horrible against Jacksonville. That's not exactly Brian Flores in Minnesota. What's been lost here is that he did go up against a terrific defensive coordinator in Brian Flores with some really good freaking players and some exotic blitzes. Like, again, like, missed opportunities were there. There's no question. I'm not excusing the performance entirely, but, like, it was a tough game, and it wasn't all bad. So I thought the Vikings in general made good second-half adjustments. KOC did it on offense, finding the run game to get going with Jordan Mason, and obviously finding a couple of mismatches there. And Flores just started throwing all kinds of blitzes at Caleb and the Bears, and they didn't do a good job of handling it. So, again, not acting like Caleb played well per se, but I don't think he was bad the whole time either. Okay, Ryan Fitzpatrick, longtime NFL quarterback. Now he does some podcasting. He's involved with the, I think it's Amazon. He does some Thursday night stuff. So if you're watching live on Thursday, you'll see him tonight. I'll talk about what he said here in just a little bit. But first, I want to tell you guys about today's show sponsor. That is Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season. on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Football is back and better than ever, and I'm firing off Prize Picks lineups every single week. It's very easy to play Prize Picks as you just pick more or less on stat projections on 2 to 6 player lineups. If you get your lineup right, you can win up to 2,000 times your money. Travis Kelce max discount available this week. You just take more than half a receiving yard for him. I've paired that with Caleb Williams, more than half a touchdown pass, which is a goblin play. Easier to hit, so lower payout, $20 entry to win $40. But I really, really like this lineup. Prize Picks also invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in the lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Okay, Ryan Fitzpatrick tweeted this out the other day, and it caught people's attention, and it was basically he was pushing back to everyone, including me, to be fair, about how easy of a throw it was when Caleb overthrew DJ late in that game, when DJ put the hand up, which is basically like, hey, I'm open, wide open, throw me the ball, and Caleb overthrew him, and the ball landed just out of bounds, but it was well over his head, yada, yada. He said only a couple quarterbacks hit that throw, and that DJ changed his route. People were like, how do you know he changed his route, yada, yada, yada. Fitzpatrick also tweeted this, said, when you have a new play caller and a new system, those are the type of things you have to figure out the hard way in real games. DJ Moore is a hell of a player, but I have to imagine things like this won't be acceptable under Ben Johnson moving forward. So he really put the blame on DJ changing the route up. Now, Caleb said this yesterday when asked about that play. He said he did a good job of putting his hand up in the air and showing me he was open. I just got to deliver him a good ball, probably a line drive next time to get the ball in his hands as fast as possible. And then today, to offer clarification even further on what actually happened on the play, Declan Doyle said that the missed throw to DJ was a route that DJ improvised. It was supposed to be kind of more of like an out route, but based on the zone coverage, DJ put the flag up, the hand up, whatever you want to call it, and kind of improvised the route, and Caleb overthrew him. So Declan said those are things that you just kind of have to work through. And listen, I still think you got to throw a better ball. like if you see him make that adjustment, because where Caleb threw it, it's not like he threw where an out route would be. He threw it in that corner area. He just airmailed the throw. Like he said, he kind of threw a tweener ball, right? Like he didn't loft the throw. He didn't throw a straight bullet. He kind of threw it with a lot of velocity, but still kind of some arc, and it landed out of bounds. It's got to be one or the other. You either just touch throw that, and he probably catches it and gets tackled short of the goal line, or to his point, which I think is the right call, throw a bullet to him, and if he catches it in stride, he's likely going to score, and instead of scoring at 2:02, you score with like 2:30, 2:35 left. Maybe you have a chance to get the ball back and tie or win that game. So, I think that's like next level QB wide receiver chemistry, right? It's you see it over the years with like Kelce and Mahomes, right? Like the famous example is the 13-second game against the Bills in the AFC Championship game. Kelce noticed something in the coverage and kind of gave Pat a signal, ran a completely different route, hit him in stride, got in field goal range, forced overtime. Now this one happened after the snap, but that does happen, especially against zone coverage. Like if a receiver recognizes something, he might just go to a spot instead of what the actual route is calling for. So, you just hope with reps, which is what Caleb said. Like, yeah, that's something that with reps you can nail down that they hit it next time. So hopefully that ends up being the case. Okay, Nate Tice, Yahoo Sports. I've had him on the program before. He used to be with The Athletic as well. Was a college quarterback, has been studying quarterback play in college and NFL for a long time. Really good stuff. You guys should go check him out. But he tweeted this out. He was asked by a Bears fan a question if Bears fans should be worried about Caleb. He said, I'd be most worried about Swift Dahlman in the run game more than anything else. He made some good decisions, just got to chill with how hard he throws it. Thought he was the better quarterback on Monday. And then he followed up and said, yeah, buy the dip on Caleb. Truly excellent sack avoidance on top of a large chunk of plays where he made the right read and decision. Couple of times he turned down an open player, but his scrambling and checkdowns made sense seeing how the back end was playing out. And we kind of pointed that out the other day. There was a couple times where it's like, he should could have thrown that, but he didn't. You kind of understand why he didn't, but you'd like to see him hang in there and deliver that second level throw. But I thought there was good signs of processing in that game. Didn't always make the right throw, didn't always make the throw, period. But even that fourth down, it's like right read, eyes are set, just missed the throw. So, like, that's a good sign that the processing and the eyes are where they need to be. But that's why the part I've been most frustrated with, the accuracy, is like, just throw the ball on target. Like, that's just a throw you got to make. So Nate Tice is still buying stock on Caleb in this whole thing. So hopefully he's right. And then lastly, Mina Kimes on her podcast was saying this as well. And I just kind of wanted to work in the run game aspect of this. She said, did Caleb Williams miss a few throws? Yep, but he was also supported by 0 run game versus one of the best defenses in football. And we showed this kind of stat the other day. But look at this chart here. Rushing success rate. Bears were dead last in week 1, 19%. Yeah, you're going up against Minnesota and Brian Flores. It's a challenge. You can't be dead last. It's going to be tough to win that way with a young quarterback. It just is. So the Bears have to run the football better. And by the way, your best runner was your quarterback. He rushed in for a touchdown, almost ran another one in, averaged almost 10 yards per carry. Meanwhile, DeAndre Swift is getting just over 3, and DJ Moore on 3 carries didn't even get 10 yards. This offense needs to be balanced, especially early on while there's still development and a learning curve going on in terms of taking in this system for Caleb. Like, it's just going to be hard to put this all on his shoulders. Ben even said it this week, I need to call more runs. Like, I need to call more runs. Let's get Kyle Monangai some carries, he said. So I think all of that is fair. And it's also fair that, hey, Caleb, make a few more throws, man. Like, there were throws for you to be made. Even on the plays you decided not to throw certain ones, okay, fair enough. That's going to happen. There were still a handful of, like, you should just make that throw. There was one to Komet in the left hash, flat. I still think that DJ downfield one, that at least should throw a more catchable ball. Komet over the middle is one he should have made. And then of course the DJ fourth down one. That's 4 right there, and there were probably 1 or 2 more that, regardless of the offense and the progression, those are throws that simply need to be more on target. So if he can do that, it kind of narrow down the accuracy issues. I think the other stuff will come, but you can't miss as many throws as he did on Monday night. Okay, speaking of the running game, will Bears running backs reach 80-plus yards this week? Last week it was 61, and I'm counting DJ because those were 3 handoffs out of the backfield. So it was 20 carries, 61 yards, not good enough. So we getting 20 more yards out of our running backs this week? I'm going to say yes. I think they will make a more concerted effort to run the football, and I think they will find more success doing it with Swift, with Monangai, sprinkling a little DJ Moore in there, and I think they will be more effective in their traditional running game with their running backs. All right, my name is Harrison Graham. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we continue to pump out content every single day for you guys here on this show. Game day is closing in. Bears, Lions, big game between a pair of 0-1 teams.